Alright, y'all, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here on the bike, man, just doing a training ride. I'm like 16 miles in. I ain't doing nothing. I'm like zone 1, zone 2. But anyway, I want to talk about crank length, right? So right now I got a 165 on the VAM. This is my third ride on it. I'd say I'm about 100 miles in, and bro, it feels pretty good, man. It feels pretty good. Now, what sparked this conversation was pretty much Pagazza, bro. This man crushed it on the Tour de France. Come to find out, this tall cat is running 165 crank, right? Now, definitely, I ain't know him, but I'm not totally unfamiliar with the 165 because I run a 165 on my TT bike, and I was running a 165 on my road bike for a brief second, because when I first started riding, I was exclusively riding a TT bike, bro. That's all I knew. And then I moved to Korea. I get to Korea, there's all these damn hills. Yeah. And me and TT bike life was not getting along at all. So I had to get a road bike. And when I got my road bike, I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know nothing about geometry, road bike fit, or anything. All I knew was everything I knew about the TT world. So coming over from the TT bike, I went straight to having a 165 on my road bike. And needless to say, a couple bike fits later, I went to a 170, and I've been on a 170 for about, I don't know, man, about like probably 3 years. So trying a 165, it's like I said, it feels pretty good. I did my Monday night group ride, and it was a pretty good ride. We had some time where we had kind of kicked it up a little bit, and I felt very comfortable on the bike. I didn't feel like I was losing anything or I had lost anything. Cadence was on point. I think I averaged like 93 cadence, and I've really been working on my cadence lately, trying to get it at least over 90 on the ride. And there's been a couple times I've been at like 95, 96. So all that kind of brought it together of why I went with the 165. So I had a 165 sitting around in my spare parts because I had this idea a long time ago. I just never executed on it. And what prompted me to execute on it was I found this company, right? And they make these carbon cranks. And oh my goodness, the carbon crank is dope. It's super light. And when I say light, a SRAM red crank is fairly light. I want to say it's like 330 degrees. I mean, 330 grams. But a SRAM red crank is about 450 bucks, right? These carbon cranks that I found are $240. Oh my goodness, right? And then the weight for a 172 is claimed to be like 320. So you mean to tell me I could get a carbon crank, less weight, half the price of SRAM red? Oh, yo, I gotta try it out, right? So I hit the company up, talking to them, just making sure if it was legit. And they was like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. So I told them I got a YouTube channel, whatever, and I was like, hey, I'm interested in buying it, and I'm gonna check it out and see what it does. And they was like, cool, that's what's up, we'll do that. I said, all right. Now, the only caveat was they did not have a 165 in stock. So I'm like, when are you gonna have them in stock? They said, well, it'll probably be like October or maybe even like September. I'm like, damn, I know I don't want to wait that long, right? I want to get this crank. So I'm like, what other sizes do you have? They have just about every crank length in 2.5 millimeter increments. So 165, 167.5, 170, 172.5, 175, so on and so forth, right? So I thought about just getting like a 167, 167.5, because that is like, it's shorter than the 170, but it's still not the 165, man. And like I said, I really wanted to get to that 165. But check this out, they had the extreme. They got a 162.5. That is the one I ordered. So I'm about about to have this 162.5 on this Austro van, bro. What's that going to be like? I have absolutely no idea. I'm really excited about it though, and I'm going to try it. And I told myself, worst case scenario, if the 162 does not work out on the road bike, it's got to work on the TT bike, man. And now that the weather is changing, it's getting a little bit more cooler, I'm about to start bringing my TT bike back out, because when I ride my TT bike, I like to be in my full kit, and I wear my aero helmet. And that aero helmet's a little toasty, man, especially in the summertime. But in the wintertime, when it's kind of cool, oh man, that aero helmet is where it's at. So I've been itching to get my TT bike back out. So like I said, if it doesn't work out on the road bike, I will definitely put it on the TT bike. And even if it does work out on the road bike, I still probably just take it off and put it on the TT bike, at least just to try it, because I'm my own home mechanic. I do all my work, so swapping stuff around, it's not really a burden. It's just like a time thing, and it's not hard. Same bottom bracket. So that's what I'm about to be on, bro. I'm about to be on this 162.5, man. So I'm very interested. What do you all think about running shorter cranks? Are you running, what is your current crank length? And what do you think about a 162.5? Do you think that's too short to roll? Or do you think it's going to be a good experiment? So let me know in the comments. And when it gets here, we'll get on the bike and we'll talk about it. That's all I got for you. It's your boy, Mr. Robb Armstrong. I'm out.
I remember, I don't forget, bitch, I'm everywhere in town. Think about the ways to get my bread up.